Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We're going to talk about Lord of the Rings, and we're going to talk about Matthew Mercer, and we're going to talk about Amazon. There is a unique opportunity right now that's about to happen for all four of these commercial entities. Yeah, I know Matthew Mercer is a human being, but he's kind of a commercial entity, right? Like that dude. There are like cottage industries standing up around Matthew Mercer's work. No two ways about it. Like, are you kidding? All right. So here's the thing. So what is the opportunity? Well, here you go. What should have happened from the beginning? Okay, Dungeons and Dragons has always been systematized Tolkien. Tolkien, the author of Lord of the Rings, the author of The Hobbit. Right? Basically, Gary Gygax and everybody who worked on early Dungeons & Dragons, they all loved Tolkien. They all loved his work. And his impact on Dungeons & Dragons is undeniable, right? Now, it's not copy, it's not stealing, it's an homage, right? So D&D is very much an homage to Lord of the Rings and to Lord of the Rings and to The Hobbit, okay? And the reality is it's systematized. They really just kind of put numbers around everything in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and they threw in a few things so it's not so obvious that it's a gigantic homage to Loder and The Hobbit. Okay, well, here's the thing. There's now going to be a sequel to Lord of the Rings being produced by Amazon. Okay, and they spent $500 million to create this. $500 million. From what I heard, right? I heard, through sources on the internet, they were saying that the Tolkien estate got about 250. This is just what I heard. These are the numbers that I've heard. This is what I heard. 250 million going right to the estate, the Tolkien estate itself, and then $250 million just to make the show. Okay, incredibly expensive, right? Now that Amazon's in deep on this, right, there is an opportunity for them, right, to get Wizards of the Coast to put the official Dungeons & Dragons stamp on making an official Dungeons & Dragons loader, official Dungeons & Dragons Hobbit versions, okay? Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, yeah, lots of money. No, there would not be a lot of money from a D&D product, right? When you're doing $500 million deals, ain't nobody care about the kind of money that print books are gonna make. Are you kidding me? Like, they're like the entire tabletop role-playing game industry is less than $90 million a year, right? It's a ridiculously small industry, right? And D&D only gets like half of that, right? So, really, Dungeons & Dragons and Wizards of the Coast can't really bring Amazon a pile of money. They can't bring the Tolkien estate a pile of money, right? So why would, and by the way, Amazon's got the rights to make this show, okay? So, and they have an ongoing relationship with the Tolkien estate, right, at this point. Guess what? They also have an ongoing relationship with Matthew Mercer. That's incredible, isn't it? How does Amazon have a relationship with Matthew Mercer? Well, Critical Role, Vox Machina, the Mighty Nine are getting their own show, and that show's going on Amazon, right? So all the players are in-house, okay? Matthew Mercer can do anything he wants. Matthew Mercer can do anything he wants, okay? With Wizards of the Coast. Like, he just calls them up, let's get this done virtually, right? And he also has a relationship now with Amazon. The Tolkien family has a relationship with Amazon, right? So why would Amazon and the Tolkien estate allow this to happen? Allow an official Dungeons & Dragons Lord of the Rings game to happen right now, right? Well, it wouldn't be for the money that the books would make, right? They, at max, they would make $50 to $75 million. If they were successful at a level they've never been, they could make $50 or $75 million. Frankly, I'm not sure Amazon or Lord of the Rings cares about $50 to $75 million. That ain't enough money to shake either one of their tails, right? It's just not, right? So why would they want this? Well, there's good reason. I love this, right? I love that in our society, there are now things that money can't buy, right? And one of them is street cred, right? Like, so if you're trying to sell a fantasy show, right, with lots of dragons and hobbitses and wargs, right? What is going to give you more street cred than having an official Dungeons and Dragons Lord of the Ring game coming out simultaneously with the show? Nothing. So it's the street cred, right? It's the influencers it would capture. It would be the writers who would be interested, the Hollywood people who would be interested, and the thousands of D&D YouTubers who would cover this ad nauseum, right? So basically the promotion value, right? They could put out a little bit of money, create this deal. They wouldn't even have to put out any money, right? Like Wizards of the Coast would pay them to do this deal, right? And they can make it, it's not going to be expensive. Like, even WotC could afford $5 or $10 million to get the licenses for this. But that's about all they could afford. And I'm not sure they could afford, 5 would probably be the max, right? But once they did that and they triggered this, there would just be thousands of articles, thousands of articles, and easily thousands of interviews and stories about this in the mainstream media. That would be incredibly helpful to boost the show, okay? So basically, there's this really unique opportunity right now to make an official Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Ring, Hobbit, and sequel versions. And actually, I think you could do a brand new PHB. You could do a D&D Hobbit, PHB, DMG. You could do a brand new DMG, Monster Manual, PHB loader. And you could do a brand new DMG, PHB, D&D loader sequel. And guess what? I would buy every one of them, and you wouldn't hear a single complaint out of my mouth, right? That's $120. No, that's $180 times 3, right? So you're talking like $550 for anybody who bought in, right? And I would do it in a heartbeat. I'd pay $600 cash now just to pre-order that, right? No two ways about it. Like, you couldn't get my finger off the button fast enough, right? And all the parts are there. There's reason for Amazon and Tolkien to make the deal. WotC would definitely be in, you don't have to convince them. You don't have to ask them twice. Good Lord. And Matthew Mercer's there to do the warm handshake. It's all there, man. It's all there. I think it should get done. What do you think? Do you think I'm right that this would be a brilliant promotional opportunity for Amazon and for the Tolkien estate, and it would be a great product opportunity for Wizards of the Coast, and Matthew Mercer is positioned to help everybody play nice and get this done? I think it's serendipity. That's my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.